What is up, everybody? Welcome to Heads Up Play. We are on episode 37 with your boy Cowboy and Sweaty Boy. We're going to go over a few things today about can the Atlanta Braves catch up with the Philadelphia Phillies? Kalen DeBoer, he's making some moves in the transfer portal. And we got more other stuff that we want to talk about today. And that's all with today on Heads Up Play. So let's go.
Yes, that is it,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen. Episode 37 of the Heads Up Play podcast coming at you on May 12th. Isn't it crazy? And we talk about this all the time, Cowboy. We started this thing, what was it, October, November of
I want to
last year?
say the exact date, if you look on YouTube, is October 13th.
So we've been doing this well over half a year now.
Yes.
We've kept up with this thing. We're
It's
sitting pretty. We're at 133 subscribers last time you and I checked.
Yep.
Let's get those numbers up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's try to get to 150 here pretty soon. I don't want to give a date, but let's get to 150. That's our next
We
goal, our
can do it.
next
We can do
mile
it.
marker. So we got a lot to talk about today, as you mentioned. Starting off hot with the Braves. It's been you know, we've been a little spoiled as Braves fans the past 6 years, especially the past 3 years, um, because it's been a while since we've been looking from behind.
Yeah, our batting is not there like it was last year. I mean,
Yeah, Braves currently sitting, if we take a look right now, 2 games behind first place of the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies have, I believe, the best record in baseball. They are
they do.
28 and 12. They are in sole possession of first place in the National League East. As you can see, Braves sitting at 24 and 12. They've lost just so many games, but they have played 4 less games. Phillies have won those 4 extra games. Then the Nationals, kind of a little surprise here. They
Them and
are in third
them
place.
and Oakland are having really good.
Oakland, did you see the A's are like, I want to say like fourth or fifth in home runs this season?
I,
What are they doing?
I'm looking at it right now. They are tied for third with 52 home runs. Oakland
That
Athletics.
is insane.
I
That is
never
insane.
would have thought that about Oakland. But
And
going back to
then
the Braves, like you're saying, our hit has not been there this year.
it hasn't. Look, this has been a good series so far. It seems like Max Fried as a pitcher
That's,
is much back to himself. Just slow start this year, who knows? But he is pitching dominant, and we'll get into his most recent game here in a minute. But you mentioned the hitting, and you're right. I mean,
I mean, last year we were first in runs and first in home runs, and home runs were tied for 15th, and then runs were tied for third. Well, not tied, but we're 13th in the league. I mean, that's
Matt Olson, who led the league in home runs, not just the National League, but the major leagues in home runs with 52 last year, is sitting right now, I want to say, with four.
yeah.
4 home runs on the season. He should have at least 8 or 9 by now. So if not for Marcell Ozuna, and we've said this a number of times, if not for Marcell, the Big Bear, we, we may be 5 games back. We may be 6 or 7 games back behind the Phillies because he's just been incredible for us. But that top of the order with Acuna, Olson, and Riley, Riley hasn't been quite as bad. He's just been unlucky, I think, in a lot of hits. He hits the ball hard, but just two people a lot of times. But he's still not getting on base as much as he should. Matt Olson in particular, and
See,
Ronald Acuna
you're
Jr.
giving Matt Olson too much credit. He had 54 home runs last year, and he still,
54,
yeah,
54.
yeah, he had more,
Yeah.
and still ain't doing nothing. Like he's been terrible. I mean, his batting average right now is 195 with 4 home runs and 18 RBIs with a 664 OPS. What is that?
What happens is he'll have a day where he gets a hit, right? He gets a double. Friday he had a home run, and you're thinking, okay, is Matt doing something now? And then the very next day he'll go over 4 with 3 strikeouts and a flyout or something like that.
That's
You know,
exactly what I mean. You're 100% on the bullet with that. Matt Olson, we all knew that he's not the best contact. He's a power hitter. I mean, I don't know. He's your typical first baseman, gets RBIs, hits home runs. we knew eventually he was going to have a bad season in Atlanta. Not a bad season, but just not a productive season. This is that bad season. This is
Seems
it.
to be, yeah.
And
It,
hopefully
he
it don't
looks.
continue.
There was a point in 2022, his first season as a Brave, where he was really down. Not quite this bad, but he was down pretty bad. Last year, he never really slumped. I think his biggest slump was like 8 or 9 games without a home run or something like that. I mean, he was pretty consistent all season long. Not this year though. But let's talk about the Phillies. Uh are the Phillies, look, they have the best record in baseball. Are they the best team in baseball, or have they benefited from such an easy schedule to start out?
I think a little bit of both. I mean,
Okay.
of course, you still got to be good. Like you're not, you know what I mean. You still got to win those games. But I mean, you got Boehm with 32 RBIs. You got Trey Turner, who's having an unbelievable season with batting 343, with Harper hitting 9 home runs, and you still have Schwarber hitting 9. And you're doing all this with 1 year stars in Nick Castellanos having a terrible season. He's having an
Awful. Awful.
awful. You want to talk about somebody having a bad season? Nick Castellanos is having a bad season. He's down there with like Matt Olson, but
Yeah.
like just having a bad season flat out. Real Milto, he's having an okay season. I'm telling you though, the person for this team, the unspoken hero, he don't have the power, but he got the RBIs. Alec Boehm. Alec Boehm is having his best season of his career, I believe, with batting 343, 4 home runs with 32 RBIs and a 945 OPS.
We always kind of knew Alec Boehm could have one of those types of seasons. He always showed potential of really being a breakout kind of star. And I don't know if I want to call him a star just yet, a superstar. But you're right. He's really player of the year for the Phillies offensively. And then pitching. Look, Zach Wheeler has been fantastic for them
Yes.
all season long. Probably the best pitcher in baseball. Um, Ranger Suarez has been very good for them. Aaron Nola is Aaron Nola. So look, the Phillies, I think I agree with you. I don't want to call them the best team in baseball just yet because I'd like to see them go up against some better talent. I mean, look, if we look at their schedule, so they started off, of course, against Braves. They uh, lost that series because the first game was postponed. So we're going to play that later in the season. But yeah, you started off at home with Cincinnati. Then you had Washington, bad St. Louis team, a mediocre Pittsburgh team, Colorado, the White Sox, who were horrible, the Reds, who were okay, the Padres, who were okay, the Angels, who were not very good, the Giants, who were okay, the Blue Jays who are okay, the Marlins who are terrible, and now here you go
You got
this
the
week
Mets,
with the
you got
Mets.
Mets and National.
It'll really be a big test, I think. Coming into next week, they have at home against the Rangers. But they don't really have any big time competition for a while go until they get to June. They have a 4-game series with Baltimore. Um, so they've still got to play the Dodgers. They've still got to play some of these big name teams. We'll see how
Let
they
me
do, but they've been winning the games they need to win.
ask you, do they hit 40 wins before they hit 20 losses?
Hmm. Probably.
You think?
Probably.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Now, kind of going back to what you were saying, the Braves, we got the final today, the Mets, and then we got the Cubs at home. With the Braves started a long homestand. Got the Cubs, and then we got the Padres. Also, everybody, I don't know if you've heard, head up play. We're going mobile.
Less than a week away from today. Braves Padres, May 18th. Are you excited?
I am excited. I haven't been
I'm
to a
always excited for a
I've not
Braves
been to a
game.
Braves game since my bachelor party, and I'm looking. Oh, great! They're saying the pitchers are probably going to be Yu Darvish versus Bryce Elder.
Maybe
That-
we can get first half 2023 Bryce Elder.
maybe something happens in Freed because Freed is supposed to pitch Friday night. Maybe something happens and Freed has to pitch a Saturday,
Maybe there's a rainout or something in the middle of the week. Maybe, who knows?
and then Sundays Ronaldo Lopez. Anybody but Bryce Elder, I would love to watch pitch.
I'm right there with you. There's been so many times where you and I have gone to Braves games, and it seems that just about every single time the pitching battle is not great. I
Yep.
have been able to see Spencer Strider once, but that was in Tampa Bay when I saw them play the Rays last year. And you and I saw Max Fried in the NLCS a few years ago
And I've
when we
seen
won the World
Max Fried.
Series.
I saw Max Fried on a day game against the Mets. It wasn't a day game, but it was like a nighttime game, like in the middle of the week. It's the game when Kevin Pillar got plunked in the face.
Oh, I remember that. I
I
remember
was
that.
at that game. I was at that game. I was actually sitting because tickets are cheap during the week. I was behind the Braves dugout, and I heard the thump. You could hear it hit his face. I was like, oh. But
Oh,
well, let's not get too caught up in baseball. So hopefully the Braves can catch up to the Phillies. But I mean, I'm not going to sound like Morgan Wallen and be a. Did you see what Morgan Wallen did?
is there something new that he's done since throwing the chair?
Well, this is worse in my opinion. He
Oh
was
God.
he was in Philadelphia with a Phillies jersey on. He says, "I got to represent the city. I was going to sing '98 Braves, but hell, y'all have kicked our ass in the playoffs the last 2 years." I thought,
No, he did not
yes,
say
he
that.
did. And he was in a
I'm never listening to another
he was in
Morgan
a
Wallen song.
Phillies Connect uniform, City Connect. He is so he kind of
Such a suck up.
I posted on Twitter that he is what is the word? A bandwagon fan. He is a bandwagon fan.
A bandwagon? I don't know if I wanna say he's a bandwagon
He's
because it's
got
not
to
like
be.
he's pulling for the Phillies, but he's definitely a suck up.
I bu-
100% a suck up.
I don't give a shit. I'm sorry. I am never wearing a Phillies jersey, a Mets jersey.
No, absolutely not.
I will wear a Marlins maybe and maybe a Nationals, but never. You know what? I can't wear any baseball jersey. That's not Braves. But that's for a story another day. All right, let's get into a little bit of college football. The name on my chest. Hey Willie, what you think about old Kalen DeBoer?
We walk in the town, bitch!
He is working the portal indeed, Sam. He is working the portal indeed. He is getting some big name people in the or not big name, but he's
Some
addressing the
some
needs that he needs.
he's addressing the needs that he needs. Look, and this was, this portal, opening, this April spring portal was supposed to be huge. Big names coming in left and right. People talk, is Caleb Downs gonna get back in the portal? No, his ass was not getting back in the portal. But
I'm gonna
this
say
was a
I know he will.
hyped up portal class. So it was supposed to be. And it really just did not live up to expectations. But there has been some movement, and Kalen DeBoer really has worked the portal well. He's recently picked up a few guys. As we can see here, starting off, he's got a couple safeties. One, a 3-star, Cameron Howard from Charlotte. Now, he'll likely be a depth guy. But King Mack from Penn State, he's a 4-star guy. Really look to him to be able to maybe fill a role, and he's an older guy, so he could really add to that secondary as well. Deshaun Jones is a 3-star cornerback from Wake Forest, and Geno Vandemark could really fill in an offensive line spot. So, Kalen DeBoer, you're right. He's
And
doing
we got
good.
Caden Proctor back.
And Caden Proctor back. Yes.
I mean, so the two biggest needs that DeBoer said he was going to go after in the spring portal was going to be secondary and offensive lineman. He
And look at
addressed that.
this. Look at
He
this right
addressed
here.
that. I think he addressed that. And I mean, we haven't. I don't think we've talked about it yet. He also got Graham Nicholson. Ask me who Graham Nicholson is.
Who is Graham Nicholson,
He was
Cowboy?
the kicker from Miami of Ohio. He was the kicker of the year last year.
I heard some rumblings that Alabama might go after a kicker, and look, we needed to, because you go from, and this is the thing about Alabama for many, many years, up until Will Reichard was Alabama can't find a kicker. Alabama cannot kick to save their lives. And people were right. We could not get a good kicker until the man, the myth, the legend, Will Reichard, NCAA record holder in points scored, comes to Alabama, plays a good 5 years
Hmm?
that he was there. How are we going to replace him? Bringing in the kicker of the year, the Lou Groza Award winner.
I watched a TikTok today, and it's kind of true. High school kickers. You want to talk about a position that's dying in recruiting? High school kickers are dying in recruiting.
Really?
Nobody offers them no more. If you are at Power Five school, who are you going to offer? Are you going to? Oh, I'm about Power Four. Who are you going to offer? A high school kicker that you have you don't know what they're going to be like because you only get one scholarship for a kicking position. Are you gonna give it to him, or are you gonna give it to someone in the portal that has
It makes
kind of
sense. So you'll probably start to see more kickers out of high school maybe go to some group of 5 schools,
I wanna
some
say they said
D2s.
the number 1 kicker in the nation has offers from UConn, Air Force, and Army, maybe. I may be wrong about one of them. That's the number 1 kicker in the
Interesting.
nation, and then the number 2 kicker in the nation is offered by San Diego State and someone else.
Let's talk real quickly about Air Force and Army, and we'll throw Navy in that conversation as well. Did you know that they are 3 of 4 teams in FBS to not bring a single transfer out of the portal? Can you guess who that 4th
Clemson,
one is?
Clemson
The
Tigers.
Clemson Tigers. What is Dabo doing? What is he
He
not doing?
refuses. He refuses to get someone in the portal. I don't know. I truly don't know what Clemson's doing. They have, but if they can get the people in the portal, people want to play for Dabo.
Absolutely.
I just
Absolutely. He has refused to adapt to this. I don't
people always
understand.
say that Saban didn't adapt to it. Kirby don't adapt. Bullshit. Have you seen Dabo? He don't even know what it means. Transfer.
At least Saban was getting, a guy here and there out of the
He would
portal. He
get
got some
Jermaine
wide
Gibbs.
receivers.
He would get Jermaine Burden. I mean, he got no. I mean, I don't think Dabo's ever. The only person I can think of off the top of my head is he got Jake, not Jake Coker, Bear Bryant's great grandson.
Oh, Paul Tyson?
He went to Clemson after he went from Bama, Arizona State, Clemson. I don't even know if he counts.
I don't understand.
I don't understand.
I don't either. And we could have a whole episode talking about Clemson and Dabo Sweeney and our issues with him, because it's just like God, we're not even Clemson fans. It's just like frustrating. Like, dude, you are a legendary head coach, and you are throwing your legacy away because
Right.
you do not want to adapt to the new age of college
I'm
football.
telling you. But to
It's
kind of go
either
back to
adapt or leave, like Nick
the
Saban.
that's what exactly what needs to happen.
So, but I really like what Alabama's doing in the portal. A lot of this is due to Courtney Morgan, the
The general
director, the
manager.
general manager for Alabama, who joined Kalen DeBoer from
It's just
Washington,
so weird to hear like general manager.
general manager for a college
The
football
team.
team. Yeah,
It's so
you're right. You're right. Yeah, like what is he, Billy Bean? What are you playing,
yeah.
Moneyball?
I guess my so let me it's something we both said, and I want to repeat. I'm gonna say it every time when I talk about Alabama. Bama fans got to give Kalen DeBoer a chance. He will do great things, but when we lose to Georgia, and we maybe lose to I don't know Tennessee, just throwing a name out there, don't be going off the ship.
Yeah, yeah. This give him the year. Give him the year. Now, if he goes 7-5,
Then
I'm
maybe
with you. I'm with you. But if he has a 9-3 season, hell, even an 8-4 season, don't throw it all away immediately.
because there's some
Let the
good
man
teams in the
coach.
SEC this year. There's some good teams in the SEC this year.
Absolutely, and it's not an easy schedule. You got Georgia coming to town. You got to play Missouri. Like it ain't easy. So yeah, that's it for some Bama talk.
Speaking
Some
of
other teams have
SEC,
been.
before
Speaking
we
of
go,
SEC,
we released our first preview for our 16 teams in 16 weeks for our SEC rankings previews. We just released our Vanderbilt. Y'all need to make sure go watch our Vanderbilt video. We will be releasing our next video on the next team, but we can't tell you who that is. Y'all got to just see who we're putting at number 15.
join next episode of Heads Up Play, episode 38, to find out.
I'll give you a hint. It's not Georgia.
It's not. It's not Georgia.
It is not Oregon.
It may be Texas.
I,
I'm not high on Texas.
Let me
I'm
tell
just
you
kidding.
3
I'm high on
teams. It's not
Texas.
gonna be. It's not gonna be Georgia. It's not gonna be Oregon, and it's not gonna be the Seattle Mariners.
It will not be your Roger Federer, in case you were wondering.
I'm just telling. Well, I don't think it's gonna be the Little Giants either. The
Maybe
Sandlot
maybe
Kid.
the Angels in the outfield.
I don't know. I'm trying to. It's not gonna be Coach Carter and his crew. So Sam, I'm gonna let you do this next one because this is
Sure,
more home to
sure. All
you
right.
up
So
there.
my lovely fiance is a member of the Florida Gator softball team. She is not a player, but she's a part of the team. I won't get too into detail into that, but they are your new 2024 SEC champions. for softball. They beat the Missouri Tigers 6-1, and they go on and they will head to NCAA play.
Whatever
So
they.
maybe they can get to Oklahoma City. Are you excited? Are you pumped?
I am excited that you are excited.
Look. I'm thrilled. Congratulations to the Lady Gators,
Go Gators.
and
When does the
shout
men's?
out.
When does men's baseball tournament start?
So they've got men's so baseball, college baseball has one more weekend of regular season play, which is this coming weekend, and then they will head to the eligible teams will head to Hoover and and have their tournament. Which keep in mind, I'm gonna be in town. Heads Up Play may make an appearance at the SEC baseball tournament. Who knows? We will wait and see. But again, congratulations to the Lady Gators and their softball team. They tie Alabama for most SEC tournament wins in SEC softball history. So let's move on a little bit here. The NBA draft lottery
That just took place. I thought it was
just took
that. It
place,
just took place. We
and
have.
your Atlanta Hawks.
I don't know if I'm gonna call them my team. If they trade Trey Young, I'll be an Atlanta Hawks fan. So here is the top 10 picks. Hawks, mind you, it's crazy. The Jazz at number 10, the Grizzlies at 9, the Spurs at 8, Blazers at 7, 6 Hornets. This next one's hilarious. Detroit Pistons at 5 after losing the most consecutive games in NBA history. They're at the 5th pick. They had the Spurs at 4, Rockets 3, Wizards 2, Hawks 1. The Hawks had a 3% chance at getting the number 1 pick.
3%. Did they come out with odds? Probably like who's going to be
They
drawn
do. Yes,
first.
yes. So it's supposed
So
to
who
be
had the highest odds?
the Wizards and the Pistons.
Okay.
And the Wizards got the second pick, Pistons got the 5th pick.
What are your thoughts on the draft lottery? Do you
I
like it? Do you prefer they just go off of record and worst record of the previous year gets first pick?
I like it. I like it. I don't
Okay.
want teams to tank. I think that's bad for the sport. Because when you put out there a product that is, I mean, you could tell that the Pistons were tanking. They were tanking on purpose. There
Yeah,
was
I like it too. I mean, the MLB has adopted the draft lottery, and I think past couple drafts, at least this past one has been great. So I'm with you. I
and
like it.
I'm cool with the NBA and MLB doing it. I don't really want to see the NFL do it. I think that's
Yeah,
sports.
I think that should stay the way it is. Don't change that up.
Let me ask you: there's rumors going around that the Hawks are looking at trading for Herb Jones. If Herb Jones goes to the Atlanta Hawks, will you become an Atlanta Hawks fan? I was an Atlanta Hawk fan growing up. I mean, I was a season ticket holder. That was my graduation gift. I was a season ticket holder for the Atlanta Hawks.
I don't know. Maybe, maybe.
I just hate.
I've never really been able to get into the Hawks.
I don't like Trey Young. I mean, I was really into the Hawks. I just can't. I don't like Trey Young. I just don't. I didn't like him at Alabama when he played at Oklahoma, and then Colin Sexton whooped his ass on ESPN. I still remember that game to this day.
That the young bull went off. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, draft lottery. It'll be interesting. So when is the draft?
It is June 26th.
June 26th. So
See,
we'll
that's
have to
what I
make
like
sure to.
about theirs. They have that stuff right after the NBA finals.
Yeah,
Where the
yeah.
NFL, they drag it out 4 months and all that. No, I love the NBA. They get it done right then.
Very very different. The MLB does it in the middle of the season. I guess because I got to put them in the AAA and everything. But I'm with you because it kind of keeps the action of the NBA going a little bit immediately after. You're not like, okay, here we go, long season into it.
Before we wrap up,
Got
I
a
do
little bit
want to
more
get
action.
into let's kind of change speaking on drafts. Number 1 pick last year, Paul Skeens in the MLB. He makes his major league debut yesterday against the who are they playing?
The Chicago Cubs.
Chicago Cubs. How do you think he did?
Uh, really good,
Yeah,
really good. He did give up 3 runs. But I mean, he struck out. I want to say
7.
seven,
7. And
seven in how many innings? Like, it wasn't that many. But he looked impressive. I mean, the
he
guys
topped
that he struck out,
what did he get to? Like 104, 102?
yeah, he can ramp it up to a 102, 103 sometimes. Um, I mean, his average fastball is probably 100, if
It's
not
4 innings,
101.
4 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts.
Yeah, I mean that for 4 innings, that's really good. That's really good. I think he is going to be a force to be reckoned with, just because I mean, when your average fastball velocity is that fast, I mean, there's just certain speeds that no matter how hard you try, you're just not going to be able to catch up with. I mean, we see it when Spencer Strider ramps it up to 101 sometimes. Guys just can't hit it. He just can't locate it.
Let
Paul
me
Skeens can ramp it up there and locate it.
let me ask you a question. Who has a more successful career? Because the last 2 MLB first overall picks have made debuts this year.
Mhm.
Jackson Holiday, Paul Skeens. Who has a better career? I think it's easy. Give me Paul Skeens. I think he
I'm
has a
gonna say Skeens. Jackson Holiday, when he came up, it was too early. It was a weird transition for Jackson Holiday because he was dominating AAA. Then he comes up to the MLB and he kind of
like
stinks.
goes like 2.
So it's like, where do we put him? Where do we put him? You know?
I don't see the hype with Jackson Holiday. To me, he just looks small. He just don't look like a athletic number one player. You know what I mean in the MLB prospects list.
I'll tell you who I'm excited to see is the guy who I want to say he was drafted 4th overall last season, and that's Max Clark, the #1 high school recruit last year. Um,
I'm excited to see Dylan Cruz.
I'm excited for Dylan Cruz. Look, last year's draft was incredible, and this year's draft is going to be great. You got 2 guys,
I cannot
Charlie
wait.
Condon from
Yes, that's who I'm
Georgia.
ready to see. He has been killing it
He's
right
been killing it. He'll probably go #1 overall. Then it's probably going to be either Travis Bazana from Oregon State or Jack Caglione at 2 or 3, somewhere around there. Big time draft class this year. I'm really excited for that as well. But we got a question of the day.
now. What we got?
I thought you came up with it. Something about
I
chicken
had to. I
wings.
just now had to. I had to look at it.
Something about some wings.
I was just like, okay. Notice, people. Have you noticed our question of the day is food related because we are fat asses. Uh, what do we like, bone in or boneless wings? What is your opinion on that?
I'm a bone in traditional wing guy all the way.
I'm this. I think boneless wings is just chicken nuggets.
It's chicken nuggets tossed in sauce.
I
It's
mean,
you can't change my mind on
that's
that.
just calling it a boneless wing is you as an adult trying to not sound like a kid.
That's all it is. That's it.
You see what I'm
If
saying?
if you go to Buffalo Wild Wings or any wing joint for that matter that serves boneless wings and you say, "Can I get the boneless wings with them not being tossed in the sauce? Can I get the sauce on the side?"
Just
That's chicken nuggets. I
just
guarantee you. I guarantee you if you go to a place that serves boneless wings
you ask them for chicken
and
nuggets,
chicken nuggets,
it'll be the same exact thing.
it'll be the same exact thing.
There's no way. I mean, I agree. I agree 100%.
So let me
I
ask,
don't understand people say, "I don't like my chicken with the bone in it." It's the
it's
same.
chicken.
It's still chicken. It's not
You're not
steak.
eating the bone.
Like, I don't know. I don't know. People in my family that way. Hannah's that way. I mean, she'll eat a wing, but she likes boneless before. I'm like, you say you like chicken tender. You just like chicken nuggets.
Yeah, look, just admit it. I mean, I'm not going to knock you for liking boneless wings, but don't sit here and tell me that it's wings. It's chicken nuggets.
That's what I think. Okay, so we like bone-in wings. What
Yeah.
sauce with
All
these
right.
bone-in wings? Give me,
So
give me
if we're
three. Can you give me three?
okay, if we're going Buffalo Wild Wing style, you know what? Let me just go straight overall because every wing place has these kind of flavors. They may not call them the same thing. Um, I always like an Asian kind of thing. Buffalo Wild Wings calls it Asian zing. A lot of places will call it like a sweet Thai chili, something like that. Love that. Um, I really like a lemon pepper. A
Ooh,
lemon pepper is good. Have you ever had lemon pepper wet? The wet lemon pepper.
I've
That's
had
an Atlanta thing.
I've had wet lemon pepper.
Really enjoy that. And to be honest, the past few times I've gone to B Dubs, I've just gotten straight buffalo, just mild.
I like the mild.
And that's honestly the best.
To me, the best one, Parmesan garlic. Have you had that one yet?
I have. It's a little overrated to me.
I love
It's good. It's just it's a little. It's not spicy enough for me.
like the Parmesan garlic. I like the Asian zing. I like the medium. I like the spicy garlic. Spicy garlic
That
is
one's good.
I like they had a buffalo ranch for a little bit, like, as a promotional one. That was really good. I like lemon pepper, dry rub, and wet. I like both of
Mhm.
those. Like habanero. I like a bunch of sauces. I'm a big sauce guy. I think that's all I can think of right now.
So there's one that I get quite often. It's if I don't wanna feel so fat, get the dry rub chipotle barbecue with some ranch.
I have not had those.
That is really good. It's
It
it's a
has
little dry, but
it
it
has
'cause it's
good
dry rub.
wings. They put, like, steakhouse seasoning on it. Longhorn.
I didn't even know they had wings.
Try their wings. I swear to God, they put some of that, like, steak seasoning. Oh god, dude.
Okay, alright.
It's
Let
like a
let me
dry
let me
rub.
transition the conversation since you bring up Longhorn Steakhouse. Longhorn Steakhouse has some really good what? Bread.
They do.
What restaurant, like chain restaurant, because I saw this, on Twitter, who has the best bread?
It depends. It's not the bread. You know, people's gonna say, "Well, Texas Roadhouse." It's the butter. It's not the
Oh,
bread.
don't give me that, don't give me
It's the
that.
butter. But I'm
Come
still
on,
gonna
those
go
rolls
Texas
are still
Roadhouse. I'm
I
gonna go Texas Roadhouse.
all the way.
Another one. And the people, if you vacationed in Gulf Shores, you know about it. Give me Lambert's.
Well, I think their rolls are a little overrated. I'm
I
not gonna
love their
lie.
rolls. I love me some Lambert's. You know, throwing other rolls, catching them. Oh man, give me some Lambert's rolls. I would literally just go to Lambert's, order 12 things of rolls, and walk out.
I'll give you one. If you're in the South, particularly Alabama, maybe you've been to a Jim and Nick's barbecue,
Yeah, those
and
Joe
they
Joe.
got their cheese rolls, which are more like muffins, honestly, but those,
You ever had
melt
a
in your mouth.
you ever had a Waldo's chicken and beer place?
Waldo's Chicken and Beer? I had
They have
never heard of that.
they have a few, like, they have, like, one in Dothan, one in Destin, one in Panama City. They have they have the just like those, the little muffin cheddar biscuits. But,
Alright, I'll have to try that.
what else was I about to say? Tell you another one, slept on. We had one in Jasper, Orion's Buffet. Do you remember at dinner they would bring those rolls out?
Ryan's good.
Those
I had
Ryan's
Ryan's
rolls.
once or twice. What's your favorite one more question. Well, guys, I'm sorry. Half of our episodes are always about food. Maybe we should turn this into a food podcast. All right. Favorite restaurant that is, like, no longer around? Or that's maybe, like, not as much around that they used to be. I'll give you
I
mine.
don't know. Let me hear yours. I don't know.
Mine, Ruby Tuesday.
I like Ruby Tuesdays. I do. I think I liked it better than, like, Chili's and Applebee's and all that. I did like Ruby Tuesdays. That'll
I'm
be mine.
I hadn't gone to been able to go to a Ruby Tuesdays in, like, 10 years.
You know what I ate the other day at the airport when I was coming back from Vegas?
I know you say you ate Buffalo Wild Wings in the airport.
I ate that in Atlanta.
Okay.
Morning, had a Quizno sub.
Quiznos, I like Quiznos.
I have not seen a Quiznos in forever.
I like Quiznos. They got good, um, sandwiches. Have you ever had Qdoba? Qdoba is like, one of those Mexican kinda like
No,
a Chipotle. Really good, really good. Not found in the South. I think they are, but not as much as you might think. But
I
guys, I think that wraps it up for episode 37. As always, be sure to like, subscribe, comment. What's your favorite chain restaurant roll? What's your wing flavors of choice? What do you think about the Braves? Can we catch up? What do you think about DeBoer working the portal?
what
Who's
do you
gonna
think
go
about the
far?
Florida softball team winning the SEC
Who's
championship?
gonna go far in the NCAA softball tournament? Who knows? Drop a comment. As always, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter/X. And guys, as always, let's hear it, cowboy.
You stay classy.
Stay classy, everybody. We out.